So just want to give you a heads up that I just finished reading your resubmission of Section 7 and also of Section 6, and I'm thinking there might be a disconnect here and people aren't reading my feedback. That is critical. It's like if you're in my business professionalism class, if you don't read the feedback and make those changes, it's going to be almost impossible for you to earn the points to pass this class. So you're going to want to pick it up a little bit. So I'm in this week's folder and I'm going to go through this details for each section because that is what I'm going to be looking for when I regrade your each of the sections. So let's go ahead and look at that. So for the first one, this is section 1 of the project. So you're going to answer the solutions being solved, reasons that small businesses fail, reasons why businesses are successful, different types of business models. So what I'm going to be looking for is making sure that you have used this information and incorporated it into your business plan. This third section I'm bebopping over is resources needed. There's a variety of resources that your business will need. You can't just say money and investors or equipment. I want specifics. So look at what I wrote on the comments in the chart boxes with the first submissions. And so to read those, if it's highlighted, I have written comments on there unless it's a misspelled word or something like that. So you need to hover over something like that with your mouse and then read those comments and make the changes. So section 4, don't just tell me the type, tell me what it is with specific details and data to support that that was a good choice. I'm looking for more than a one sentence in the response. And in your summary section for all of these, when you do that written paragraph, you need a minimum of 2 resources. One needs to be from the learning materials and one from an outside source. So a minimum of 2 resources. Section 5, this is some information to help you. You can't just tell me middle-aged because if you tell me middle-aged, that says nothing to me at all. Determine who that is. And it has to be specific if it's a certain income level, whatever it is, go out and look. We had spent a whole class period looking at using data from the U.S. Census Bureau and American Fact Finder. Go back out there and look at what the segments are because you can certainly do that. Or go back out and rewatch that video that I had on market segment. That's what I'm looking for. If you can't get that specific, it's going to be really hard to earn points. And what is your competitive advantage? We went over this in class a little bit as well because it's part of 7. What is really unique about you? And if you tell me customer service and price and those are the only 2, then you're not really looking into what your competitive advantage is. Then define what the mass or niche market is. It says nice, but it's niche. Go back to the week 9 folder and read that article provided, and that'll explain the difference between the 2 types of markets. And there is a huge difference between those. Section 6, this is critical again. I want, so you're taking the information from Section 5, being very specific, and then you're going to drill down. You have to use data from the U.S. Census Bureau to figure out if this company is, this company is from the U.S., and if it's not, then you're going to have to do some search on the internet or ask Sam for it. Provide specific ways. You need the NAICS code and the name of that in a brief description in that box that's there. I gave that feedback to everybody and no one changed it. They just left the number in on the second submission. Once again, a minimum of 2 outside. Now this is a section that we worked on in class on Tuesday, and I gave you all of this information, and the majority of you either did not resubmit anything different or you just submitted basically what you had before. So I'm not sure that's going to be difficult because now you don't have any feedback from me, but go back and look at what I put on there. General comments and consideration. This is critical. Instead of saying there's a high demand, this is how you would say it. You need to do some research and support that statement with data. So instead of saying I think, you would say according to, instead of, I never want to see the words I believe, I think, because this is a business document and you're talking business language and supporting it. Every section has to have something from the learning materials provided and additional outside research. You'll have the references listed at the end in MLA format and that you include in-text citations for each of them. So if you have questions about this, let me know. For your SWOT portion of it, that is the colored SWOT that you will add, and that will be after the chart and before the paragraph summary. So I'm going to be looking for the color version of that. I want it to be professional, so same font, spacing, everything throughout the project, and no spelling or grammar errors. Now, as far as spacing, I would single space it because it makes it, because it is a business report, it will make it not as many pages. So if you have questions over this, let me know. I hope that you watch it. I'm not sure. Seems like everybody's kind of trying to slide through this class without doing the work, but you will want to get this work done and do it professionally. You've got a team, so divide up the work and get her done. You will be evaluating your team members at the end, and you will earn points for the final project based on your peer evaluation. I'll go over that Tuesday in class after the presentations. I hope you have a great week and let me know if you have any questions.